एंथ्रोपिक 2700 कंपनीज के 2700 एम्प्लॉइज के साथ आज मार्केट कैप इंडियन आईटी, पूरी इंडियन आईटी से ज्यादा. तो इज इट सम काइंड ऑफ वार्निंग साइन फॉर अस?
No, I definitely seen that what you are referring to Anthropic and all. Yeah. So what I read somewhere that they are having 2,700 or 800 employees.
Yes.
And the market cap of this company is combined all the IT company in the world.
Yes, yes.
More than that.
Yes.
So of course it is a wake-up call for India. There is no doubt about it. If you will shut your eyes, that means you are still sleeping, So this is certainly a wake-up call. And I think that obviously we should also do. Manoj, there is it is like a catch-22 situation. I read somewhere, like if you are not investing in AI and all, then chances are that if you are investing, suppose blindly in AI and all, chances are that you will lose your capital. At the same time, if you do not invest in AI and all, chances are that you will lose your company. Then you have to decide whether you are happy with losing your capital or you are happy losing your company. So this is certainly a wake-up call for India and for the entire world and mainly for India. But I personally feel that ultimately we will rise to the occasion. I think we will also find our own way and to deal with this situation.
Okay,
let me just add one point to what he said.
Sure.
The interesting stat I found yesterday was we all talking about Anthropic and how it's dominating the world of computing now.
Yeah.
But what does Anthropic use for its CRM system? It uses Salesforce, which is an old enterprise-level software company. So they will coexist. I think both these AI will be used to make enterprise software much better. I think AI software, because of the scalability, auditability, and importance, will not be taken over. You're not going to get a 20-year-old kid to wipe code an enterprise system. And the fact that Anthropic itself uses Salesforce probably tells you that.
Yeah, overnight Jack Dorsey's company sacked about 40% people. So there's a bit of a risk that are we looking at some kind of jobless growth going forward? So
I think it's just headline news. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. Ramesh, you've seen many cycles, right? 2003, 2007, then we had the post-COVID bull market. Post-COVID bull market is when retail investors really came into the market. And this is something that you always envisage, that, you want to see a bull market where retail participates. That happened. But when I walked in this room, a lot of people were disappointed, despondent, because, they have not made money in last 2 years. The market's been very tiring. And the Nifty might be at 26,000, but people's portfolio here might be at 22,000 if they're lucky, and some people's portfolio may be around 18,000. What's your message in that case?
Yeah, Anuj, first of all, the idea that in the equity markets you get linear returns, like 15% a year, go into fixed deposits if you want to do that. The returns are by definition lumpy. They will never be linear out there. So you'll have 4 good years and maybe 3 bad years. That's part of the game. But what is your CAGR over 7 years? You have to look at it from that perspective. Secondly, I believe there's some rotation going on in the market, that we're moving from the favorites of the market to other sectors. So I think sectors that are still performing well are defense, perhaps, materials and mining, all the physical goods that are being manufactured. Because the two trends that are very obvious to me, that all countries want to localize the defense. We can't rely on a rules-based America hegemony defining the world. So whether it's Europe, whether it's Japan, whether it's Asia, or whether it's America, each one will promote their own defense industry, and B, everyone will promote their own local manufacturing. So local mining, metals, local sourcing of supply will do good. So I think they're disheartened because perhaps they're looking at some wrong stocks, and you start looking at metals, pharmaceuticals, defense, you're probably seeing some appreciation.
Oh, absolutely. So Madhu, फिर पैसा कैसे बनेगा इस मार्केट में? Because we are stuck with only 10 or 12 stocks that are moving every day. Otherwise, it's been a bit of a downward journey for broader market in particular.
So Anuj, again, the question is that you can choose the point from where you want to make a judgment about your investment returns, right? I will choose a low point of COVID and said if I stayed invested in the markets, I've still done reasonably well, right?
Very
but
well.
And if you choose a point of time that, let's say, last 12 months mein nahi bana, 18 months bhi nahi bana. So I've been around for 35 years and we have seen much uglier cycles of negative return or prolonged, if you may call it, bear market. But I think the time and again, these have always been proven to be opportunities. So let's say, what has happened in the last 18 months, there's been literally no return. On 18 months, the small cap index is still down, maybe 11-12%. Roughly out of 1,000 companies, 350 companies are down more than 35-40%. And PE contraction between large cap and small cap index is between 15 to 35% in this time frame, while earnings are caught up. So I remain really very positive at this point of time about investing specifically in smaller companies. This is not random. You can't make a case that you invest in a small cap or any small company and you will make money. But I think there has been steep correction. Prices have fallen a lot. There is literally virtually no investor interest because every large mutual fund has compulsion to invest and look at only large companies, right? They don't have the bandwidth nor the intent to invest 50, 100 crore rupees even in one small companies. So at this point of time, if you can selectively get it right, this is the best time to accumulate stocks for, whatever, 3, 6, 9 months. And we have seen whenever we have bought stocks in this kind of environment is when we have really made serious money.
Okay, of course, the three gentlemen here are some of the best stock pickers, generating returns of 1,000 times, 2,000 times, 16,000 times, Mr. Kedia. Of course, is it getting tough to pick up multi-baggers now in this kind of market because of AI and because everything gets discounted so fast? Are you finding it tough to sort of find those kind of winners that you identified, say, 15 or 20 years ago?
So regarding the 16,400 times, whatever you said, Anuj, I would like to say that, as they say, कि खुदा मेहरबान तो गधा पहलवान, तो वैसे ही होता है. आप अगर टिके रहते हो, मेरा एक ही ये समझ में आता है कि जैसे आप AI की बात कर रहे हो, whatever, आपको क्रीज पे पिच पे टिके रहने का आपको. ये सारी चेंजेस हम लोगों ने 100 सालों में देखते हुए आए हैं. टाइपराइटर यूज होता था, उसके बाद कंप्यूटर आ गया, फिर कंप्यूटर आ गया, Y2K आ गया, फिर इंटरनेट आ गया. तो ये सब अगर आप पिच पर टिके हो तो आप सब कुछ झेल लेते हो और अपना रास्ता आप निकाल लेते हो. आई थिंक दैट इज व्हाट एप्लीकेबल इवन नाउ ऑल्सो. And second thing, as you said, that finding a multi-bagger, there is a quote of mine that, bull market is like sunshine. It is always there somewhere. तो ये जरूरी नहीं है, लेकिन ये अगर आप एक चीज अगर देखोगे तो 1970s के अंदर में जो टॉप 10 इंडस्ट्रीज इंडिया के अंदर में थे, अगर अगर लिस्ट अगर देखोगे, समझो बिरला थे, टाटा थे, बांगड़ थे, साहूजन थे, गरवारे थे, लालचंद हीराचंद थे, सिंगानिया थे, वो सारी 90 आते थे, सारी लिस्ट चेंज हो गई है. उनकी अब आज उनमें 2-3 लोग नाम है, जैसे बिरला है, समझिए टाटा है, नीचे की सारी 7-8 लिस्ट चेंज हो गई. टॉप 10 में नहीं है, ठीक है, बजाज एक है, लेकिन वो टॉप 10 में मतलब बाकी के नहीं है. ये लिस्ट अब वापस चेंज होने वाली है. 90 में वो ऑलरेडी चेंज हो गई थी. रिलायंस कहीं रडार पे नहीं था, कोई मालूम ही नहीं था रडार कहाँ पे रिलायंस है. आज के दिन अदानी आ गए, अंबानी आ गए, भारती आ गए, ICICI बैंक आ गया, HDFC आ गया. ये सब 5-10 लाख करोड़ के मार्केट के पहले ये 10-15 कंपनियां. अगले आने वाले 10-20 साल में ये लिस्ट वापस चेंज होने वाली है. तो एज एन इन्वेस्टर हमको ये लिबर्टी है कि आज अगर हमको आज इसमें अगर इन्वेस्ट करना है तो हम अपना वो इन्वेस्टमेंट अपना बदल सकते हैं. तो मेरे को लगता है कि आने वाले 10-15 सालों के अंदर में इंडिया में इतनी बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी होने वाली है. ऐसा लगता है कि जो पैसा आपने पहले बनाया है उससे ज्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटी आने वाली है. लेकिन आपको अपने आंख कान खुले रखने पड़ेंगे, बायस्ड नहीं होना पड़ेगा, किसी चीज से वो नहीं होना पड़ेगा, और ग्रीडी होना पड़ेगा, फियरफुल आपको होना पड़ेगा उसके अंदर में, और लेकिन अनबायस्ड होना पड़ेगा. तो मेरे को लगता है ये सी चेंजेस जो है वो इंडिया के अंदर में अगले 10-15 सालों के अंदर में होने वाले. गोल्डन पीरियड इंडिया का है.
Okay,
If I can add, what Vijay bhai is saying, आप इंडियन मार्केट मल्टीबैगर खोजने का परेशानी बोल रहे हो. Even in an American market, which is like 60-70% of the world overall market capitalization, if you look at how many multi-baggers have been there in the last 5 years in American markets, you will be amazed.
Okay, what's that
So
number?
there will always be an opportunity to make disproportionate money in equities. It's only after 5 or 10 years we will realize what were the multi-baggers which were available today.
Okay.
I mean, Anuj, NVIDIA was earning 3-4 years back $4 billion a year. Today it earned $45 billion a quarter.
Yeah.
A quarter. So, opportunities always stare us in the face.
And it still kept, getting bigger. On this base, it's still giving 73% year on year.
And that's what I'm saying. If you can't say multi-baggers, you got NVIDIA. 20 years back, go back, got Google. You got MetaBook if you bought it at $100.
When will India create our own NVIDIAs? Huh? When will India create our own NVIDIAs? At Rising Bharat, I think it's a logical
I'm sorry
question.
To say that I don't think that's going to happen. We're not really into a tech-driven research. We are better in services because of sheer population. We are better in conserving capital because we have a shortage of capital in India always. So I think we'll focus on what we're good at. Okay. Are we good in leading edge research? I don't see that signs yet.
Okay.